Hello and welcome back to the Peacock Homestead. Today we are making a medicinal soap and I'm using my infused oil that I make with herbs and olive oil. And this particular one is a dandelion and calendula one. So the dandelion is good for any arthritic pain and it is healing and soothing to your skin, as well as the calendula. It is soothing to your skin as well. And I'm going to be straining this out with a metal strainer. I'm going to squeeze all of the liquid out from the flower petals and get every last drop I can because I need 20 ounces for this recipe. And I'm going to be having the recipe for this soap on my blog, thepeacockhomestead.com. I love making herbal soap because I know what's in it. I know what's going on my skin. And I give these away for gifts. They make wonderful gifts. And for people that have skin reactions to different soaps from the store. Like I am so allergic to all that fake perfume and all those carcinogens that they put in the soap from the store. I end up with big welts all over my body, and that is no fun. So this is why I started making my own soap, to be more self-sustainable, and so I can count on myself for all of my toiletries, my soap. I do make my own tooth powder and deodorant as well, and that will be on a future video, so I would love to show you that. And it turned a beautiful color, the oil. It is like a yellow green. It is so pretty. So we are going to be measuring that out, and that is a liquid for this recipe, and the solid fat is going to be coconut oil, and that makes such a wonderful hypoallergenic soap. So I measured out 20 ounces, and I got exactly 20 ounces of the liquid, and I'm going to be heating it up for 30-second intervals so I don't burn it or it doesn't scorch in the microwave. So I'm going to add that liquid to the solid and pop it in the microwave. I just wanted to add too, when you're working with a substance like caustic soda, you want to be very careful and wear all your protective gear, like your goggles, your gloves. And they say to use vinegar as a neutralizer, but it is better just to wash it off with regular soap, hand soap and water, and put some aloe vera on it. So they say that if you do use vinegar, which I've always used, it'll cause a reaction and make it a lot warmer. So it is not good to mix those. I just learned that. So if you do get any on your skin or anything, wash really well. Use cool water and some mild soap, and then put a little bit of aloe vera on it to relieve the pain. And here is a lye, which you're going to need for soap making. It is also called caustic soda. And I'm measuring out 6 ounces because I'm doubling the recipe. And you are going to add the powder lye to the water. That is very important. And definitely make sure you have your gloves. I have my rubber gloves on, and I have little glasses. I have glasses from my chemistry class that I'm wearing. And I'm going to pour the powder into my water. You can also use an infused water like a tea to make your soap. Sometimes I will make a tea for the water, but I measured out 17 ounces of water, 6 ounces of lye, and 20 ounces of olive oil that was infused in my flowers, and 20 ounces of coconut oil. And as soon as that is dissolved and it looks just like this crystal clear, you're going to add the oil to the lye water. And then we're going to use our stick blender and zip it all up. When you're blending it, it should take about like 5 to 7 minutes, maybe a little bit more, to get a nice thick pudding-like consistency. So you are going to see what you call a trace. And a trace is when you pull your spoon across the liquid and it actually leaves a line. So you can see that with your puddings or anything that you're making, like a thickening agent. You will see that after about 5 minutes of processing this with your stick blender. And that is when you can add your essential oils and your herbs that you would like to add. If not, you can just pour it into your molds and then let that sit for 24 hours. And you see how it's getting thick here? It looks a little bit like a pudding. And I can almost see a trace in it. It is almost ready, so just a little bit longer. And after I pour these into my molds, I am going to let it sit for about 24 to 48 hours before I slice it. No longer, because it'll be super hard to cut. And you see how it's making a line? That is our trace. Perfect. Now we can add our herbs and essential oils. So since I doubled this, I usually put 20 drops of essential oil in each batch. So I'm going to be adding 40 drops, because I doubled this recipe, of my lavender essential oil. I would definitely do your homework for essential oils, because you want to use something that you can use internally or on your skin. Make sure it's 100% natural and organic. Sometimes it does trick you and say that on the therapeutic kind, but just make sure you read carefully on the labels. I use this all the time and I trust this company, so that's what I am comfortable with. I'm also adding a half a cup of dandelion petals. A few heads got in there, but it'll make it look so pretty when I cut it. You will see. It is so beautiful. And it smells amazing too. And when it's all cured up, it takes about 4 to 6 weeks, but I am not patient for waiting 6 weeks, that's for sure. So I always try one of my new bars on like exactly the 4th week. So I'm super bad, but it is so worth it. I love this homemade soap. I would love to hear from you guys also. If you could let me know if you tried this recipe, that would be so amazing. Or if you have any ideas for new recipes, I would love to try them. But here I am trying to separate equally into each mold. I got these molds from Amazon and most of my equipment from Amazon. I also buy my caustic soda from them as well, because I can't really find it anywhere else. So that is my go-to place for all of my soap supplies. And I harvest my own dandelions from my yard, and if I do go anywhere, I ask permission and I do it ethically, so I make sure that I don't pick everything all at once. I just harvest what I need, and if I need any more, I'll just go back. I love wild harvesting, so that's one of my favorite things to do, is to go explore Mother Nature, be one with her, and then ask permission, of course, and always be thankful and thank the plants for their gifts, their plant gifts. And I always just wanted to let you guys know that I did write a blog post on ethical ways of harvesting and making your own tea blends, your wild tea blends, and some of the medicinal benefits as well. But I have, I think, 7 tea idea and then recipes on my blog. So if you're interested, I would love for you to come and see me there at thepeacockhomestead.com. I'm trying to get all the air bubbles out and making sure it's nice and flat. And we are going to get that curing overnight. I actually waited the day after, the morning after, so around 48 hours, and then I cut it. This soap smells amazing. I love the lavender in it. And then we have all the healing properties of the calendula and the dandelion and also lavender. When I took microbiology in college, we did this experiment where we put different household items onto a plate where there was bacteria growing, and I had brought lavender, frankincense, and I also had brought some garlic powder, and the results were amazing. So the lavender totally killed off every little bacteria, and I was looking for it on the plate and it was non-existent. And the frankincense did as well, but it only had like a little ring around where I did the little droplet of essential oil. And the garlic was another one, just like lavender. It totally killed every bacteria on the plate. So that is telling you something right there. Every ingredient that goes in here, from the essential oils to all of my culinary herbs or my medicinal herbs like the calendula and the dandelion, are all amazing, and they're all beneficial to your skin and your health. So that makes me feel better in what I'm making and putting on our body. So I believe I got 10 bars from each batch. So I got around 20 to 22 bars because of the end pieces. I added those in there. Those will be good little hand soaps. But I am making these to sell and give for gifts, and as well as for my husband and I to use. These turned out so beautiful. I love that I put a couple of the flower heads in there, and it makes it look super cute. I think maybe next time I will line the outside with a few flower heads just to make it look a little extra special. I think the next batch that I'm going to be making for soap is going to be like a geranium and oat soap. It's going to smell so amazing. I have done that before, and I've had customers that love it. So I think I'll be doing a batch of the geranium and oat soap for next time. Of course, with coconut oil and an infused medicinal oil as well. I am starting a bunch of infused oils this month. So I started to infuse cayenne pepper and oil for a pain relieving ointment. So I'll be making that in a video. And I infused some St. John's wort and calendula flowers. We'll be doing something with that. And we're going to be making an Amish salve, and it has comfrey and plantain and calendula infusing in olive oil. And another one that I have here is a sunflower petal, dandelion, yarrow oil. And my elderflower and self-heal oil is all done. So I think I'm going to be making a healing salve with that really soon and showing you guys. So I'm super excited about that as well. And here are the beautiful soaps. Oh my goodness, they are so cute. And the dandelions are so cute, popping right out of the edge of those. That is adorable. I think I got around 20 bars or 22, something like that, because I do use the end pieces and I use those as little hand soaps. So I'm super excited about that. That is awesome. And I have my final harvest I wanted to show you guys. So I have some acorn squash, and we have buttercup squash that look like boulders. And I have these awesome little baby pumpkins with my volunteer pumpkin plant. And I also have some comfrey that I'm infusing to make an Amish healing salve right now as we speak. And I have these loofah. I had to pick them premature, so I'm kind of upset about that. But I got 4 loofahs out of there, and then 2 little halves or 3 little halves. So I'm going to be using these in my soap to make a nice exfoliant part of the soap. So that is exciting. So I can't wait to rinse these out and show you guys what they look like. Well, I had a friend give me these comfrey plants and they are doing amazing. These are acorn squash. They look like little acorns, and I'm going to be feeding these to my peacock and my chickens, and they love them. They go gaga over them. I'm going to let these pumpkins ripen up. They're pretty green, but I had to pluck everything out of my garden because there was going to be a frost. And of course, it didn't really frost that much, but the next day it did. But these are my buttercup squash. They have a beautiful orange flesh, and I canned a couple last year because I get a bunch of a lot bigger ones. But they are just as sweet as pumpkin, probably a little bit sweeter, but don't tell anyone I said that for all the pumpkin lovers. And these are the rest of my buttercup squash. They look cool. They look like little boulders, but my chickens are enjoying them. I did save the bigger ones for us to eat, though, so I'm really excited about that. And I was going to make a squash casserole soon. And I'm already thinking about ideas for the next garden, so I'll be planning that. And we're going to bring a ton of dirt in and hopefully grow a beautiful, abundant garden for next year. Fingers crossed. Thank you so much for joining me today. Many blessings, and I will see you next time.